Do you remember how old you were when you first started reading? It's okay if you don't. I mean, a ton of people can't remember things like that. It was so long ago, not to mention if you're not a really big reader, so you're not going to remember something that's so insignificant to you at the moment. But for me, it was a really big deal. I remember I was 3 years old, and the first book that I read was D.W. Flips. Now, being 3, it was a board book, and it was definitely based on the Arthur TV show, which was fabulous, but that doesn't really take away from the fact that I was finally able to read this story to my mom. It was a really big deal for me because my mom was a really avid reader when I was younger, so I really wanted to be able to read to her since she was always reading to me. I loved it so much. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I really can't imagine what I would be like if I hadn't started reading at all. I mean, the ability for me to read has kind of been an escape throughout all my life. If I was ever sad or upset about something, I just picked up a good book and I escaped into that world. It showed me a different place from the reality that I was living in at the moment, and that definitely helped a lot. Now, the charity that I want to talk to you about today is the Love of Reading Foundation. In Canada, the book budget for school libraries was first made in 1970. And sure, in the 1970s, it was fine, there was one book for each child. But now, that book doesn't necessarily cover each kid in the school. That budget only provides about one book for every 9 kids, which, when you think about it, would you really want to be holding onto a book and then having to pass it around with 9 kids? It's not a really great way to learn how to read. The Love of Reading Foundation chooses one Canadian school each year and then provides said school with enough money to buy one book for each kid at least. The Love of Reading Foundation is really all about promoting literacy within schools. I don't really want to live in a world where the kids aren't able to read because it was something that wasn't available to them at all. Now, a big thing about the Love of Reading Foundation is that it is sponsored by Indigo Books, which, in case you didn't know, is probably the biggest book franchise in Canada. Each year, any Indigos, chapters, or Coles within a city will adopt a school within said city, and they will provide that school with enough library books to last them the year at the very least. I think this is pretty great because I can't think of many large franchises that would do something like that within their community. And it's like they say, charity starts at home. If you are interested at all in donating to this foundation at all, or even adopting a school, which is something you can do through the website, which I'll link down in the description. If you live in Canada, then you can go to the nearest Indigo, Chapters, or Coles, and you can buy a reusable bag or just a gift card holder, and all the proceeds will go towards the Love of Reading Foundation. And if you don't live in Canada, I mean, it's okay. You can go to the website and they still have all these things, and you can donate. There's a petition that you can sign to help boost up the Canadian budget for school library books. It's a fantastic charity and a worthy cause, I would think. Once again, all links are down in the description, and I hope you have found this video to be somewhat educational.